When I step out of the house and I come to the studio, it's like a step into a bit of freedom. It's like my toy box, you know, it's like you walk in and you're like, oh yes, this is gonna be a good day. My name's Billy Bagilhole, or Billy John Bagilhole is my full name. I'm a painter and filmmaker from London. I work in quite a chaotic, like sporadic way where you just walk in, you just grab a paintbrush and go. And then by the time you've done that, you're already away. So like before I know it, it's 12 o'clock and I've unraveled myself onto this like square white box. I think my work is pretty abstract, pretty expressionistic, figurative. I always had this just way of painting. I had a certain palette that I knew I was comfortable with and it seemed to work. I think my style's like organised chaos. I find it like a lot easier for me if I'm jumping around from one canvas to the other. If I've got like a wall of 20 paintings where I can just kind of easily like pull inspiration from one to the other, or use a colour from one that I can use in a different one and jump around. And I think that's the only way I can keep my mind fresh. You gotta like set up rules for yourself. So I'm only allowed to use 3 colours or something for this canvas. And then I think that the rules are there to break. So as soon as I use a hint of another colour or a symbol that I shouldn't use, that might become the most exciting part of the work. The majority of the inspiration I pull, I think, is subconscious information that I'm taking in and not really thinking about it. It looks passive in the paintings, it's like they're little gestures and little marks. It's only later on in the day when I turn around and I look at the wall that like this certain pattern came from this little part of a shirt on the collarbone or something that makes its way onto the canvas. When I'm painting, there are moments of absolute chaos and carnage and I have no idea what's going on. It's like standing in a hurricane and just kind of going with it, you're just painting whatever. I think there's no intention, but there probably is. I'm just kind of gesturing. And then there's complete moments of silence. You sit down and you have time to contemplate what's going on. I think each individual painting that I make has an individual journey. There's a starting point and a finishing point, and the painting goes through trials and tribulations, through like a whole wave of different symbols and gestures and colours before it gets to the finishing point. A lot of the finished paintings, there's layers underneath that is completely different to the finished product, so I love that kind of secretive element to painting where you can hide things, you can like make a little symbol just poke out a bit, or like the little edge of a flower. Sometimes when I reflect on work and I look at it, I love that a juxtaposition of maybe a sad subject or like something like an animal that looks a bit down, or like a dog that looks like sad in the rain. But then you're using these kind of vibrant colours surrounding it. The colours express a different emotion to what's actually going on in the painting. And I think that's another thing that creates that slight sense of mystery.